You're listening to the PRO Media Network, the next level in entertainment.
Go Tigers, 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 go Tigers.
You're now listening to Tuff Tiger Talk with Big Q and the guys on the Pro Media Network.
What's up, fam? What's going on? Now rocking with Tuff Tiger Talk on the PRO Media Network. Recapping the Tigers, man. This is a podcast straight up for the diehard LSU Tigers fans, man. And LSU did it really big in week number 2 of the season, man, taking out the Texas Longhorns and what was an excellent game. I know a lot of family members enjoyed that, man. Big win for the Tigers. And more importantly, the Tigers really climbing, man. They move up to number 4th in the nation, man. So with that being said, welcome to Tuff Tiger Talk. Give you a round of applause for joining us. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. That's the big thumbs up button. Hit the bell as well for notifications for future shows as we continue to roll through. This is week number 2 of Tuff Tiger Talk and season number 2 of Tuff Tiger Talk as we continue to cover the beautiful, lovely gold and purple LSU Tigers as they march on with a huge victory. Now, the thing about LSU, what a lot of people are just absolutely blown away by is this offense. Absolutely blowing people away, the offense. Joe Burrow putting up Heisman-type numbers. That's something we'll cover today on the show. We'll kind of recap the LSU-Texas game. Really exciting game. Big ups to the LSU Tigers as they knock off the Texas Longhorns, and big ups to the New Orleans Saints as they knock off the Houston Texans. That's Louisiana gives a full smackdown to the state of Texas football-wise. Big deal on every level. We're going to get into that today as the Tigers move up to number 4th in the college rankings. That's big from 6 to 4. And they have a couple of really cupcake teams coming up that they got to deal with. But the conversation now is the Tigers and Joe Burrow, how he's settled into this offense, and he's looked absolutely spectacular. And we'll go over that today as he is now has to put him in the Heisman talk. Okay, you have Tua and you have also Jalen Hurts. Those guys are putting up big numbers for their team respectfully, but also Joe Burrow is in that conversation. You can't disrespect them. You can't neglect them. We're also going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Tigers that are banged up in this game. A lot of Tigers went down with injuries in this game. Now, just to kind of hit you guys with a little information, if you didn't know, the locker room in the visitor room for the Texas Longhorns didn't have air conditioning. That's an old trick that they usually do. That's what they usually do, an old trick to kind of wear on the opposing team. I remember back in the day when the Lakers and the Celtics were battling each other, that was something that they would do to kind of have an advantage on the other team. They would cut the air conditioner off and pretend like it didn't work. Well, this happened. That might have contributed to all of the cramping and the heat issues that the Tigers was going through. Very sneaky, but guess what? It didn't work, sucker, as the LSU Tigers take it from and push the Longhorns down. What kind of crap is that? We also have an interview from Coach O, a very excited and energetic Coach O. We'll play that momentarily. But it was really, really nice to see the Tigers really do that. Like I said, that was really a dirty, rotten, stinking trick for the Texas Longhorns to pull. Of course, they'll say, well, that wasn't the case. The air conditioner just didn't work. But I guarantee you the damn air conditioner worked in they stinking-ass locker room. Excuse my French. But anyway, the big win. 45-38 win. I mean, it was a fantastic game, much similar to the Saints win, and we're going to hit you with a few of the team statistics before we play Coach O. As the Tigers, 28 first downs to 30 by the Longhorns. They were 6 of 12 on third downs versus 8 for 15 by the Longhorns. 573 yards by the Tigers offense. 530 by the Longhorns. It was just awesome, man. You look at the passing yardage that the Joe Burrow put up in this affair, and not just Joe Burrow, but LSU period, which is, pretty much Joe played the whole game, 471 yards. averaged about 12 yards per pass, 31 of 39. Penalties, 6 for 65. They had 1 turnover. And, of course, 26-07 on the time of possession versus the Texans. The Texas Longhorns, 33-53. A lot of great statistics, a lot of mind-blowing offensive statistics as both defenses struggle to stop the other one. But here's Coach O, man, with his thoughts on what happened in the game. Coach O.
What a game. Great night for college football. Give Texas credit. They fought to the very end. That quarterback is a great player. I think he has a phenomenal future. Their receivers played phenomenal tonight. I thought their offense was hard to stop, gave us problems. But how about our offense, man? 573 total offensive yards, 102 rushing, 471 passing. 3 receivers over 100 yards. I think that's the first time that's happened in LSU history. 5 out of 5 in the red zone. We were -1 in turnover margin, didn't like. Proud of our football team. We fought, man. What an epic battle. Proud of Cade York going out there and make those field goals. Proud of the defense making that goal line stands on there. We don't stop on the goal line right there. That's the difference in the ball game. We were going to go 4 minutes. Steve said we can pass the ball and make some first downs. I said, go get it. And thank God he did. That 3rd down and 17 saved us. That was a great call and a great catch. And what can we say about our quarterback? A tremendous job by him. Any questions?
Yeah, and when you look at this offense this year, was this the type of situation you imagined that you got the shootout you were equipped to handle?
Yeah, I felt so. Especially with the quarterback and the receivers that we have. But you know what? The calling with Steve Ensming and Joe Brady and the game planning was phenomenal. And they had them. They felt like they could look over and get us in the right play according to the coverage they did. They did it so many times. But you know what? Give the plays, the credit to our players. The plays that they make were phenomenal.
What do you see on 3rd and 17 when right in front of you?
Yeah.
Did your heart stop?
Thank God. Thank God. Because, I knew when they get the ball back there, we couldn't stop them. I mean, just to be honest, we couldn't stop them. And they'd have got the ball back, I think it would have been a different story. So it was a phenomenal call, a phenomenal catch, phenomenal play.
The mentality to have a 6-point lead on the road in a place like this and go into the shotgun on first
Yeah.
and throw the football
Yeah.
as opposed to what you did in the past.
Yeah, we felt like, first of all, we felt like we can do it. Second of all, we felt like we had to score another touchdown. We didn't feel like that 6-point lead was good enough, and we had to go up 2 touchdowns to win the game, and that was the thinking.
Big Joe took like some kind of lead tonight. Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's to win this game in that type of atmosphere gives us a lot of confidence in our football team because you know what, we're going to come against some opponents just as good or better, and we have to go on the road and win like that. But I think that the more that he matures in this offense, the better off we're going to be.
How important was it to have Justin Jefferson? It looked like he was able to get open any time in the game. He had 3 TDs as well.
Yeah, again, we felt that in the game plan that we could create some mismatches. We could create some one-on-ones. When they had zone coverage, there was a bunch of holes there. When you blitz, there's going to be holes in the coverage. We had to protect first. Sometimes we didn't protect, but when we did protect, there was big holes there.
You mentioned how big a game this was with Joe and to do this on this stage. What was his demeanor kind of going into the 4th and delivering that touchdown pass to start? How big was that for him?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. He was so fired up. I mean, he just give it down. The kid's a baller, man. He lives for that moment, and I'll tell you what, this was a tough place, man. It was loud out there, and they got it done.
Coach, this prove that you think that you're a playoff contender after a game like this?
I don't know that. I don't know that. I know that we have a good football team. I've always felt like we had a good football team. But you know what? There's some things we got to get better on defense. We can't give up 38 points to get where we want to go. And we got some one-on-one mismatches. We didn't get enough for us. We missed some tackles. Some of our best players missed some tackles. So we got to get better and take it one game at a time. We have to be hungry. We have to be humble and look at the things that we did wrong and get better at.
That's Coach O, man, breaking the game down, man, being really enthused about everything, but being real as usual. And Coach O knows, man, that if a lot of people followed the previous successes of the offense when Matt Canada would hit how it looked, and now that Ernst Minger took over, but obviously a lot of credit's being given to Ernst Minger, the offense, but Joe Brady, who came over from the Saints, this young offensive coordinator, is absolutely fantastic. He's a really good addition. He's the passing game coordinator. And you just gotta love what he's brought to this offense. I mean, he's his skills, and a lot of people saying that this is a rising star, and this guy is going to be something special moving ahead. I mean, I mean, he's awesome. I mean, you got to get a guy credit. Look how this LSU's offense looked versus what it was last year. Now, this LSU, barring a few losses last year, the Texas A&M loss at the end of the year, they kind of cheated us out of that, and the loss to Florida. Had LSU beat those two teams, they could have been playing for a national championship very easily. But you got to give this Texas credit for coming in and providing an exciting game. But LSU's offense is on a different plane, man. Absolutely on a different plane. Let's look at some of the statistics here. From the statistics here with the LSU Tigers, Joe Burrow, 31 of 39, 471 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, an 88.6 QBR rating. The rushing game for the Tigers, 15 carries by the Fresh Prince of Hell for 87 yards, 1 touchdown at a 24-yard scamper. Leonard Fournette was the other back, 3 carries for 9 yards. Joe Burrow scrambled 9 times for 8 yards, showing that he had a little game there. But big credit got to be done to the fantastic LSU wide receiver core. As you heard Coach talk about, the first time in LSU history that 3 wide receivers had over 100 yards. Justin Jefferson showed who he is in a major capacity, stepping up major league. 9 catches, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns in the game, 18.1 average on the catch. Jamar Chase, who was major league in this game as well, 8 catches for 147 yards, 18.4 average on the catch, 41-yard long, was a long scamper. And Terrence Marshall Jr. was absolutely awesome. 6 catches, 123 yards, and 1 touchdown. They were fantastic. Even Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 4 catches for 15 yards. But those 3 top wide receivers were big for this team the entire game. And you got to give LSU's offense a world of credit as the defense struggled. The Tigers put up 22 points in the fourth quarter to take this game. They put up 22 points in the fourth quarter to take this game out of the hands of the Longhorns. So you got to give the Tigers credit. Defensively, the top defensive players, Michael Divinity Jr. finished with 10 tackles. Jacoby Stevens had 8, 7 for Jacob Phillips. Patrick Queen had 6, 5 for Clavion Chasen. Kerry Vincent Jr. had 5, and Christian Fulton had 4. Grant Dale Pitt finished with 3 on the night. And also, Michael Divinity, Jacoby Stevens, and Clavion Chasen, along with Glenn Logan and Andrea Anthony, all had sacks. They produced 5 sacks in the game for the team. Of course, the team didn't have any interceptions, but it was awesome, man, to watch LSU do what they do. Big ups to Cade York. He finished on the night with 3 of 3 in the field game war as well. So the Tigers climb 45-38 and move ahead. So like I said, you got to give credit to what credit's due. The players did an excellent job, but the offense is looking outer-worldly, and you got to give credit to Joe Brady, who came over from Sean Payton's staff. He spent time with Bob Stoops. This dude is going to be something special in college. You best believe it. A lot of people are going to be trying to get this guy as their coordinator. Now, to move into the next bit of news as the show moves on, let's get into this Joe Burrow talk. Is a lot of people not understanding that Joe Burrow's numbers are really up there the last 2 weeks as he's producing really big numbers that should put him in consideration to possibly be in a Heisman hopeful. That's right. You got to say it, that he's looking at possibly being a Heisman hopeful here. And that's let me lay out the point. Jalen Hurts is obviously the top one right now in the early voting. He leads, followed by Tua Tagovailoa from Alabama. And Hurts is obviously transferred over to Oklahoma. Then right behind them are Joe Burrow. And, I mean, you got to give it to him. Total points 28. First place votes right now. He had a big game in week 1. He tied LSU single-season record with 5 TDs before halftime. Followed it up with a huge showing in week 10 against Texas. His 4 TD passes helped him push LSU into playoff conversation. They're now sitting 4th in the AP poll. Burrow and the Tigers have been preaching the new wide-open offense all season long, and they've continued to back it up. That talk behind Burrow and his 471 passing yards. Now, the quote was, Texas were playing so well, I told the guys we got to get 40 and we'll win. Burrow said we had 500 yards. It could have been 600 or 700. They're feeling really special about this offense. Joe Burrow is in your Heisman. When is the last time you guys remember hearing about a LSU quarterback being in the Heisman candidate, in the Heisman talk? Perhaps Jamarcus Russell. I really don't bring that name up, but perhaps that was the last time we probably heard anything. Moving on to the next bit of news about the LSU. A few of the players were banged up. Clavion Chasen, Rashard Lawrence, and Glenn Logan are expected to get at least some part of this week off after being banged up in the Tigers' victory over Texas on Saturday. Orgeron declined to rule these players out for Saturday's home game against the FCS squad Northwestern State, but the coach says Chaseon is wearing a protective walking boot, and Logan Lawrence are not expected to practice early this week. Now Orgeron says defensive lineman Neil Farrell, Braden Fajoko, Jarrell Cherry, and Nelson Jenkins are expected to see more snaps than usual, and that freshman Sekai Iko will see action at nose tackle. Now, Northwestern State has dropped its first two games. It's coming off a lopsided loss to Division II Midwestern State last weekend as LSU opens the Southeastern Conference play at Vanderbilt on September the 21st. So LSU obviously looking at continue the streak. They got a couple of cupcakes in Northwestern State followed by Vanderbilt. So they still can't sleep, man. But anyway, that'll do it for the Tough Tiger Talk on the PRO Media Network. If you like the show, please subscribe. Please hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and join the Tough Tiger Nation. Thank you for listening. Go Tigers.
HomeBistro.com. Freshly prepared, home-delivered, restaurant-quality gourmet meals delivered straight to your home. Choose from over 50-plus gourmet meal options cooked by world-class chefs and delivered frozen, ready to eat within minutes and no commit. Welcome to the one-shop gourmet food delivery, specialized affordable options to eat right and feel great. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Every ingredient is handpicked to the highest standard. And why you should buy from HomeBistro.com? Restaurant quality, made with natural ingredients, delivered right to your door. Overnight shopping is available. Diabetic, paleo, heart health, and vegetarian options to eat doing business since 1999. Courteous, knowledgeable, and professional support. Complete PCI compliant SSL security ordering, and great meals. Choose from some of my favorite dishes: the Mediterranean chicken with orange honey sauce, the charbroiled chicken romesco, or the grilled chicken breast with sweet and spicy vegetables. No matter what you choose, you can't lose with HomeBistro.com. Eat great, feel good, and save some money with HomeBistro.com. Hit the link in the description section below for more information.
I'm a Saints and Pelicans fan, so the only podcast I can get my fix is The Sports Coma with Big Q. The guy's intense, funny, and they always keep it real.
Check out The Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Embrace Pet Insurance is more than just pet insurance. Embrace Pet Insurance promises to provide genuine support and certainty when your pet needs it the most. With personalized accident and illness policies, compassionate customer care, 24/7 access to veterinary professionals, flexible wellness plans, timely claims processing, and online customer portals, their values is what makes them Embrace. So, when selecting a pet insurance company as a partner in your pet's care, you deserve a company that has your pet's best interests at heart. Get top-rated and review coverage for your pet today. Up to 90% back on bills at any vet, total protection, pet insurance and wellness, and dependable claims payments. Get the top-rated and review coverage for your pet today. Go to EmbracePetInsurance.com. That's EmbracePetInsurance.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.